Shankpushpi, also known as Convolvulus pluricalis, is often called the herb of intelligence, memory, and nervous system evolution. Professor Diaries. What if a single herb could sharpen your memory, calm your nervous system, boost intelligence, and activate the brain's deepest learning circuits? What if this herb was celebrated in the ancient Vedas as a medicine for mind mastery, and is now being studied by neuroscientists for its impact on cognition and synaptic plasticity? Welcome to the world of Shankpushpi, a small, blue-flowered herb with an expansive power over mental functioning, emotional balance, and consciousness. Known as the intelligence herb or brain tonic of the Rishis, Shankpushpi has been used in Ayurveda for centuries to enhance learning, boost memory, and awaken the buddhi, the intellectual mind. In the age of information overload, digital distraction, and neural burnout, this humble creeper offers a natural path to mental excellence, calm, and superior decision-making. So let's talk about its botanical identity and naming. The botanical name is Convolvulus pluricalis. It's also commonly known as Shankpushpi in Sanskrit, Shankapushpi in Hindi, and, well, morning glory in English. This plant belongs to the Convolvulitiae family. It's a herbaceous, non-aromatic creeper. Some of its distinguishing features include small blue-violet flowers and tender branches, and it usually grows close to the ground in dry plains. The name Shankpushpi actually comes from the shape of its flowers, which, resemble a shanka or conch shell, a symbol of wisdom, sound, and spiritual awakening. Mentioned in the Atharva Veda, Charaka Samhita, and Rasa Tarangini, Shankpushpi is considered a divine herb for buddhi, or intellect, and smriti, which means memory. According to legend, sages of the ancient Gurukulas would give Shankpushpi tonics to students to help them absorb scriptures and honestly to support deep meditation. In many Ayurvedic rituals, Shankpushpi is used during Brahma Muhurta, which are the hours before sunrise, to activate the mind while keeping it detached and tranquil. From a scientific perspective, researchers are now exploring how Shankpushpi may support brain healing and cognitive function. Early studies suggest it could have a positive impact on mental clarity, memory, and overall brain health, though, of course, more research is still needed to fully understand its benefits and mechanisms. Modern studies have found that Shankpushpi contains powerful bioactive compounds such as flavonoids, glycosides, alkaloids, and Shankapushpin. These compounds enhance synaptic transmission, stabilize neurotransmitters like GABA and serotonin, improve brain blood flow, reduce oxidative stress on brain cells, and activate the hippocampus for memory consolidation. Shankpushpi is now being studied as a potential natural nootropic, or smart herb, for long-term mental vitality. So, Shankpushpi boosts intellectual clarity, reduces brain fog and hyperactivity, and also relieves anxiety and depression. It supports learning disorders like ADHD and cognitive delay, while enhancing sleep quality without causing sedation. Shankpushpi acts on the pituitary hypothalamic adrenal axis, balancing hormones that affect mental calmness. It even stimulates the Ajna chakra, or third eye, and the Soma Nadi pathways through its cooling, ethereal, energetic signature. Now, let's talk about the Ayurvedic qualities and the diseases that Shankpushpi is traditionally used to treat. This herb is valued for its unique ability to address a wide range of conditions, from stress-related disorders to cognitive decline, insomnia, and even digestive imbalances. It's commonly prescribed for nervous exhaustion, memory loss, and conditions where calming the mind and strengthening the intellect are needed most. Ayurvedic qualities and dosha balance are really important here. The rasa, or taste, is tikta, which means bitter, and kashaya, or astringent. Its virya, or potency, is shita, meaning cooling. The vipaka, or post-digestive effect, is madhura, or sweet. In terms of dosha effect, it pacifies vata and pitta, and in excess, kapha. Considered a medhya rasayana, or intellectual rejuvenator, Shankpushpi is prescribed alongside Brahmi, Mulethi, and Ashwagandha in vata-dominant cognitive conditions. Alright, so let's talk about the diseases and conditions that can be treated here. These include stress, anxiety, and depression. Also, insomnia and night terrors, poor memory and concentration, and even neurological degeneration like early dementia support. There's help for ADHD, learning disorders, and speech delay, as well as migraines, mental fatigue, and burnout. And not to forget PCOS and thyroid imbalance that are linked to HPA dysfunction. Now moving on to daily usage and spiritual connection. This is really about making these practices a part of your everyday routine. And, honestly, embracing the deeper benefits that go beyond just the physical. It's about supporting your mind and spirit, creating a sense of balance, and nurturing that connection with yourself on a daily basis. So let's break down the daily usage and practical applications. Shankpushpi syrup is typically taken as 5 to 10 milliliters mixed with warm water after dinner. The powder, or churna, is usually 1 to 3 grams, mixed with honey or ghee. You can also make a tea by infusing it in warm milk or tulsi water, especially for Brahma Muhurta intake. Herb oil, either for nausea or scalp application, is used for mental relaxation and, third eye awakening. Just a quick note, it's best to avoid overuse if you have low blood pressure or if your body tends to feel excessively cold. So, spiritual science and the consciousness connection. Well, Shankpushpi is actually linked to a few really fascinating concepts. It's believed to support mental purification, or manas shuddhi, and help with the activation of the Ajna chakra. There's also this idea that it brings balance to the left and right brain hemispheres, which is, pretty interesting. In yogic traditions, it's thought to help with the retention of scriptural wisdom, and it's used in tantric sadhanas to stabilize mental waves and enhance visualization. Above all, Shankpushpi is respected as a plant that awakens viveka. That's the power of right discrimination and clarity of purpose. Looking ahead, there's growing interest in how Shankpushpi might be integrated into future wellness practices worldwide. As global recognition increases, researchers and practitioners are exploring new ways to combine traditional wisdom with modern science. This could open doors for broader acceptance and innovative uses, making Shankpushpi a part of holistic health systems around the world. When it comes to AI, biotech, and future integration, Shankpushpi's nootropic profile makes it, honestly, kind of ideal for some cutting-edge applications. It could play a role in AI biofeedback learning systems, and even in quantum brain-computer interfaces that need low-stress environments. There's also potential for memory augmentation in augmented reality systems, and adaptive AI-powered learning paths for children with neurodiversity. Looking to the future, AI health coaches might even prescribe Shankpushpi microdoses for task-specific neural enhancement. So let's talk about its global significance and recognition. It's now featured in national Ayush mission programs and has even made its way into international cognition studies in the United States, Japan, and Germany. It's also included in herbal research projects at Harvard and Stanford, especially in the field of nootropic botany. The Ayush recommendations highlight its benefits for exam stress in school children, and, it's been adapted into functional supplements all around the world. Moving forward, there's this fascinating integration with ancient scriptures and modern AI analytics. The wisdom of traditional texts is now being analyzed with the help of advanced technology, bridging the gap between ancient knowledge and contemporary science. When it comes to integration with scriptures, it's actually found in the Charaka Samhita as Medya Rasayana. The Atharva Veda refers to it as the herb of thought clarity. Rishis would use it before yajnas to ensure sharp recall of mantras, and it's recommended for students and brahmacharis during chanting practice. This really shows how deeply rooted it is in spiritual and educational traditions. So, just imagine AI tools scanning your neural stress patterns, and then recommending things like a microdose of Shankpushpi, or maybe a chakra calibration session, or even breath patterns that match herbal response data. Shankpushpi is going to be the herb of digital dhyana, meditation that's assisted by machine consciousness and, enhanced by nature's intelligence. So let's take a moment to reflect on the educational impact and the deeper meaning behind what we've explored. Educational impact and child-friendly value. This is really ideal for students who might be dealing with stress, learning delays, or even exam anxiety. It teaches mindfulness and, honestly, the joy of bitter herbs. Shankpushpi can be grown in school gardens and even used in Vedic classrooms. Plus, it can be linked with apps to track mood, memory, and mindfulness progress. In every petal of Shankpushpi, a wave of intelligence blooms. It does not just improve memory, it teaches what to remember. Not just a herb for sharpness, but for inner stability. When the mind stands still, yet alert. When clarity rises without anxiety. When purpose meets peace. That is the gift of Shankpushpi. Like, share, and subscribe to Professor Diaries for more divine healing wisdom. Support the mission, a fusion of AI, spiritual consciousness, and soul technology. Shopping through the bag icon helps support this journey. Tap the membership icon for early access and conscious tech circles. Scan the UPI QR at the end to contribute any amount you feel called to. For collaborations, contact via the official email in the description. And, watch the full series on Professor Diaries.